Hey everyone, welcome to Balanced Bodybuilding Radio. I'm your host, Lee Marie, and I am a glam girl coach and an NPC bikini competitor. And I'm here with my coach and my co host.
Hey guys, it's Amy Inger, founder and CEO of Glam Girl Bikini.
So today we're talking about fitness challenges and should you do a challenge if you are in your improvement season or you are just trying to get fit as a lifestyle. And we're also introducing a challenge that we at Glam Girl are doing for the summer. So we're going to get into that and those details. But first, we do have our random question for the day. And I also want to just pitch if you guys have questions for us that you want to ask us about fitness, nutrition, training, lifestyle balance, or just random fun questions, you can message us on our Instagram at Balanced Bodybuilding Radio. Or if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and leave us a comment and we'll ask your question on a podcast. Okay, so here's my question. What do you listen to at the gym?
Okay, so I train with a workout partner. So I would feel totally rude if I was wearing headphones because we just talk the whole time. So I listen to my training partner tell me about life. No, just kidding.
Okay, what do you listen to during cardio?
During cardio, it just depends. Like if I have a lot of cardio, then I watch any sort of Bravo trash shows like Below Deck or Below Deck Cillian Yacht is on right now. I also like Ted Lasso and The Office. If I'm like listening while I'm training, if I'm training by myself, I actually listen to like podcasts or self-help books. I'm not a big music girl. I'm usually like watching a YouTube video or listening to a podcast. Like if I'm being a good girl, if my cardio is not very long, but if it's long, then I need to like coerce myself into getting excited about it.
Yep.
So if it exceeds like 20 minutes, I need some sort of show to be like, okay, this is fun, not just like educational.
Oh, I'm totally the same way. I feel like I kind of combine the two because I always watch YouTube and I save YouTube videos on my watch later list for my cardio. So it also makes me feel like excited and look forward to doing my cardio, especially as, steps get longer and longer. When I have really short cardio in the off season, then I'm always just like, oh, I just want to finish this video, but I won't let myself. But I love to watch on YouTube, I love to watch CrossFit documentaries or like training vlogs by athletes, by like powerlifters, strongmen, bikini competitors, like all the different aspects, because they all show this high level of discipline and motivation. And then it just gets me really excited.
That's
But if
awesome.
I'm training, I love training with people, and I always feel like the same way. Like it would be really awkward to like listen to music and train with somebody, but I find that really motivating. If I'm by myself, I always listen to metal, like metal music, because I feel like I
I can
need to
see that.
channel some sort of aggression to lift heavy.
I remember when I hated lifting, when we had to lift for softball, as a team, we would always lift like during like, I don't know, we were required to like lift
Sure.
a couple times a week, like with the team. And I remember our center, one of our outfielders, she would like put on Enter Sandman. It
Yeah,
was like,
totally.
it was really actually, it got me really into it. Now I always think of those songs whenever I lift because they're like very like hardcore.
Yeah.
Get you
Or when I
going.
run, if I ever have to run for like a 5K or something, music makes so much of a difference.
Yeah.
Okay. So, leave us a comment if you're watching on YouTube or on Instagram. Tell us what you listen to at the gym. Okay, so we want to dive into fitness challenges, and I just wanted to talk about a few points that I feel like are pros to doing a challenge, whether that is joining a group challenge, a competition sort of challenge where there's like prizes involved, or like setting a challenge for yourself. And like the first pro I think of is motivation in all caps. There is so much motivation when you start something. You know there's a beginning date, you know there's an end date, you have goals that you do every single day. The motivation level is just so high. And then second point is discipline. When you do a challenge, there is no room for error. So you are doing these things every single day and you're challenging yourself. So it really works and builds that discipline muscle. And then a lot of challenges have a community aspect. So that's huge. Doing it with people, them holding you accountable, you not wanting to quit in the middle of the challenge because you know you'd be letting other people down, and also you're cheering them on as well. And then competition. I think that's super motivating for some people, especially when there is money or prizes involved. And then skin in the game. So again, with the competition, like if you're putting money down, if you're really choosing to invest yourself and you don't want to waste that time, also if you have skin in the game because you're posting to social media like, hey, I'm doing this challenge for the next 30 days or the next 6 weeks, you don't want to just kind of slide off and then hope nobody notices, you know. So you have a little skin in the game, not wanting to give up and have people see that. So I think all those things are pros when you're doing a challenge. And I think that challenges are great for building habits, which is why you can do things in a challenge that you might not do for the rest of your life, like a daily workout. You might not work out every single day for the rest of your life. But if you set aside a block of time where you really work on doing something every day and building that muscle, that discipline muscle, it really helps you to learn that you can do it when you don't feel like doing it. So if you want to kind of ease in after the challenge to a more like sustainable routine, you have that discipline muscle built from that challenge. So do you
I
have any
think
thoughts
it,
on those?
yeah, I think it just builds momentum to continue those habits, because it's like that giant hamster wheel, right? It takes like those really hard steps in the beginning to get it going. But once the wheel starts moving, it starts going super, super fast, almost so fast so you can't even go with it. So I just think that things get easier over time once those habits have been established and built. And then it's almost like you're just like, okay, well, I can do this. You build self-efficacy and you start believing in yourself that I can do hard things and I can accomplish goals that I set out to do. And I think it just motivates you to continue to level up for
Mhm.
sure.
And you can kind of go into cruise control, like with
Hmm.
the hamster wheel thing. Like you get enough
Yeah.
momentum going, you can kind of just cruise. And you might have to start pedaling, you know, every once in a while to keep up that pace, you know, keep building up those habits. But it really does. Every time I finish a challenge, I just feel like I can just cruise. And like my fitness and my nutrition and everything, my routines are just so much easier.
Yeah. We're very homeostasis like driven bodies, you know, we want to do what's comfortable. Our brain builds habits so that things become automatic. Like you can be driving your car and not even know like how you got somewhere because you've driven it so many times. It's kind of a scary thing, but it becomes automatic. And the more you continually make those pathways, you know, it doesn't make it very hard to make those choices. I mean, some days it can be challenging, but for the most part, it puts things, like you said, into autopilot for your body and your mind, more
Yeah.
importantly.
For sure. So we are doing a challenge starting on June 1st. So it's going to go through the whole summer. It is a 90-day challenge, and we're calling it the Glam and Grit Challenge because we are glam girl, and that is part of who we are. And we believe that there's glam in everyone. But the grit is because it's going to take discipline, it's going to take grit. It's going to take focus. You're going to have to, you know, stretch yourself when things get hard. And one point I wanted to make is with this challenge, there are daily tasks. So there are things in this challenge that you have to do every single day. And why we choose to make it daily is because it's focused on building habits. And so we know that you're not necessarily going to keep doing these things every single day for the rest of your life, right? But by spending 90 days doing something every single day, you're building that habit muscle, building that momentum so that after the challenge, it's almost just second nature and you don't want to miss a day. That's another thing too. When you have 37 days under your belt, you don't want to miss a day. You don't want to lose that momentum. And I think that can be super motivated if you do have a tough day and you're tempted to skip something or to, eat something that's not on your plan or not finish your water or something like that. It's like those 37 days that you have your track record, it's like weighing on you and you don't want to let yourself down. And so that's kind of why we choose to do something with daily tasks. But then we also chose to give you a lot of support and accountability. So when we go through all of these daily tasks, if you start to think, oh, I could never do that, you absolutely can, because within all of these daily tasks, you will be working with your own individual coach who's going to work within your limitations, what you're used to doing, building strength gradually, building habits easily, things like that, adjusting your program and things like that. So that's just kind of a prerequisite to this challenge and why we chose to set it up the way we did. And what it is going to be is 90 days of, I believe it's 5 daily tasks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, is it 6? 6. Okay. So I'm just going to read off all the daily tasks.
Well, the 6th one's the accountability part. So that's not really, I mean, it is still a task, but.
Yeah. Okay. So number 1 is a 45-minute workout. That is every single day, 45 minutes in a row. You cannot split this up. Second is 30 minutes of outdoor activity. So it doesn't have to be another workout, but you have to be moving your body and you have to be outside. And this is also in a row. Then we have a gallon of water, drinking a gallon of water, tracking your macros, and you will be given macros that are individual to you. Your coach will be working with you, teaching you how to track if you've never tracked. And then we have read 10 pages of nonfiction. So no audio and no ebooks, actually holding a book in your hands and reading. And then the last one is that you have a daily workout accountability post. So basically just taking a gym selfie every day. And then a weekly check-in with your coach for accountability and support. So that is what you're going to do in this challenge. So do you want to talk about the first point?
Well, I'm going to actually go backwards just because I'm currently in a similar situation for myself. And I don't know if when we were talking about it, I just got this idea, but I just decided that I was going to document my journey to the stage this year and just talk about basically like what comes up throughout the days. Like today I'm on day 11. And so I just do a quick little story on my social media, like while I'm doing my cardio in the morning. And I just talk about like what kind of challenges came about, but basically it's like my own little challenge I'm doing. But I do think that there's a big, weight to that because to me, I don't really want to cheat. I don't want to have to get on social media and like be like, hey, I failed at my diet yesterday, or like I didn't accomplish this. So, yeah, I mean, I think that part is really important in terms of like sticking to habits. So that's my 2 cents on the daily accountability post.
Yeah, I did actually have a question already from someone because they were actually worried about, she was like, I want to do the whole thing, but I don't want to post to social media. And I was like, oh, it's not a big deal if you even want to post like the weights that you used at the gym or something like that. It's just about like something from your workout every day.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, I'm so relieved. I thought I was going to have to post like a picture of me in a bikini on.
Oh, jeez.
No. Just a selfie of being at the gym. And I know like some people, and this used to be me, felt a little bit like cheesy or like braggy posting like a gym selfie every day, but actually I love it and it's super motivating to me. Like even following you and seeing you post yours every single day, it's like, oh yes, like it is motivating to see that with people. And I know that if you post every single day that you're going to the gym, day 40, day 50, you might have some people messaging you like, hey, how are you doing this every single day? Share your secrets with me. And so it's a great way of inspiring those around you as well with your consistency.
And even if you just are like videotaping your feet walking on a treadmill, or you take a picture of like your water bottle and the weight rack, or like your whatever it is. I think, I have always, I don't know why, but I just always take a like post workout selfie. It's like, okay, I need to like prove that I'm showing up every day for myself. I don't know.
It
It's silly,
happens.
but
Yeah.
it's just
But then
become like a
also,
habit, a routine. So
exactly. And also, just quick on the second part of this, the weekly check in with your coach, that's another level of accountability and support. So you're going to be able to send us in a detailed check-in. This is going to be more than a gym selfie. It's going to be,
and it'll be
a
private.
questionnaire. Yeah, yes, we will not post it online just for your coach, but it'll be a questionnaire on like, how did you have any struggles, did you have any wins, what is especially difficult, because we want to make this doable. We want to teach you discipline, but we don't want to make it something where you're literally like picking up your cross daily. Like, we want to make it fun, we want to make it enjoyable, we want to make you feel like empowered to do all these things, so we can make adjustments and suggestions and tips and everything. We'll be sending you feedback every single week of this challenge.
Absolutely. All
Okay,
right.
did
Do
you
you
still
want to
want to
start
keep
with
going back,
number
or should we
one?
restart?
Let's start back at the top.
Yes, let's start at the top. Okay, 45-minute workout. Okay, so I don't want anyone to think I cannot work out every single day for 45 minutes and think that we're going to make you do like a 45-minute CrossFit workout every day. That is not what this is going to be. So we do recommend and we encourage weight training or resistance training. It's really healthy. I think everyone should be doing some form of resistance training several days a week. But what that looks like for you could look like something totally different for someone else. And so that's why we'll have a whole intake questionnaire. Your coach is going to ask you questions. And when we make your training program, you're going to know exactly what you need to do every day. And every day might be different. You might have 2 days where you strength train, or you might have 4 days where you strength train. And then there will be other things added in so that you can be at your level. Our whole goal is to start you at your level and then bring as much improvement as we can in the 90 days. So did
Yeah.
you
And
have
some of it might be yoga.
Mhm.
So it's not like we're team all day, no rest day either. But,
Exactly.
we encourage you to get in the gym or doing, even if it's like your home gym, doing something. And then the 30 minutes of outdoor activity, I think it's perfect that it's during the summer that we're doing this. Maybe not if you live in like Vegas or Phoenix, but maybe you can
Texas.
get out early in the morning,
Mhm.
and maybe it's just going outside and taking a hike, or you can go ride your bike. I know like on Sunday I had a rest day. I wasn't, weight training, but I went and played tennis with my husband for like a half an hour outside, getting some vitamin D, whether that's like gardening, any type of movement.
Mhm.
Maybe you're mowing your lawn. That wouldn't be very fun, but, or you're playing games outside with your kids. You can get totally creative with it, but you're just doing some sort of movement that's not just like sitting on the couch or sitting inside in the air conditioning during the summer.
Mhm. Which will add in an element of discipline, which is why I love that.
Mhm.
Being outdoors every single day, even in the summer, you will during 90 days encounter some weather issues. And so it's really going to build that mental toughness to just, there's no question. I said I was going to do this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure out a way to make it happen. And so what that's going to do is it's going to teach you that you can do hard things so that, in the future, if a day feels hard, you're tired, you don't want to get your workout in, you'll have that mental toughness built that, hey, I'm going to do it anyways because I said I would. And so
So
that
invest
leads
in an umbrella if you have rain.
exactly. Yes, I have definitely done some walks in the pouring rain.
And there's nothing
Okay,
wrong with
so
swimming in the pool. That's super
yes,
fun. And that's a very relaxing, easy way to get that outdoor activity in.
I'm here for that. I'm here for that. Great idea. Okay, so the next point I feel like is a great, it goes into it really great because when you're outside in the summer, you're gonna need extra water. And so by doing a gallon of water, you're gonna make sure that you are hydrated. And most of us are not used to doing basically a combined 75 minutes of activity every single day. Even if some days are harder than other days, you're going to need some extra hydration. So this also takes discipline because you'll need to start early and you'll need to consistently drink all day so that you don't end up at 5 or 6 p.m. with half a gallon to drink. I have definitely ended up there a few times in my life, and I am super motivated. So I drank that half a gallon right before bed and then got up like 7 times to pee in the middle of the night. But you do that a couple of times and you learn to pace yourself. So start super early. I always set like, I'm going to drink this much water before my workout or before noon or something. Because I find if I, set small goals throughout the day, then it's easy to keep drinking. And also 90 days, that's 90 gallons of water, it gets easier. So it'll be
And
hard.
if you can use a straw, I think that it makes it way easier to consume a lot faster than tipping back. So I encourage you to have the physical gallon, especially in the beginning, to actually measure and have that visual of like, I need to get this whole thing done, but pour it in a large water bottle that has a straw so that you're getting it down efficiently. And,
Yeah.
don't be afraid to add like things like lime and, just things to make it like a little bit more flavorful. You could
Mhm.
do Mios and things like that. Cause I know not everybody's a huge fan of water. So, you could do sparkling water like this. I have this bubbly, it's lemon flavored. It's lemon sorbet. It's so good. Um, yeah. So sorry, I went on a tangent, but
I'm a huge fan of flavored water.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Doesn't need to be, you don't need to be like Lee Marie was saying, carrying a cross. Like you can just make it easier on yourself and make it more attainable that way.
Exactly.
Okay. So tracking macros. So for this one, we'll be giving you guidance on how to do so, but it's important to, kind of hit within a range with protein and carbs. Those are 4 calories per gram, whereas fats are 9 calories per gram. So the budget on the fat is going to be a little bit lower. So it's going to be ±3, hoping to zero out on that. And then hitting the protein and carbs within like 3 to 5 grams is going to kind of be the target there. Did you have anything to add on that?
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of make a point that a lot of people, when they look at tracking or they look at bikini competitors or physique competitors and how we weigh everything, we measure everything, and it looks or it appears to be obsessive. I just want to say it's not obsessive. It is smart and it is disciplined. And it doesn't mean that you have to weigh out every single, point whatever ounces of your food for the rest of your life. However, it does teach you a lot about the proper portions and how to properly fuel your body and what that feels like, so that in the future, if you are tracking now, you're really filling yourself with knowledge, so that if you were out somewhere like in the future and you didn't have your scale along with you or something, you can kind of look, you can learn to look and estimate, this is about 4 ounces of chicken, or this is about a cup of rice, or something like that. During this challenge, you're not going to be estimating. You're going to be tracking, you're going to be weighing, you're going to be measuring, which will teach you discipline, but it's also going to teach you a lot about foods, different portions, how they make you feel, consistency, making sure you're eating enough on a consistent basis so that you don't, feel deprived and feel the urge to binge or anything like that. So we'll help you if you've never tracked or anything like that. There's a free app that we use. We use MyFitnessPal. We'll show you exactly how to do it. Your coach will be able to see your food diary. So if anything like upsets you or you're not making progress, we'll be able to go back and help you figure that out too, make good food choices, things like that. So that's just my little spiel on tracking macros.
Yeah,
So
I
yep.
had some new clients this week that we just kind of did a diary recall of their food, and they were both surprised. Like the one thought they were eating way more than what they actually were. Once they actually tracked it, they were like over reporting by 400 calories. And so they thought they were eating around 1900 calories, but they were really only eating like 1500. And then another one, it was just like mind blowing how low like her protein was. on a daily basis for her body weight. So I just think it's something that everybody should kind of learn about. And like you said, you don't have to do it forever. Take your example, like this week, you kind of like eyeballed some things, which was totally fine because you're in the improvement season. But because you have the skills that you learn through the discipline, you kind of know like around what things need to be, right? And
Yeah.
I think that's such a good life skill to have to move forward.
Yeah, especially with carbs and protein. I think that's really easy for me to be able to eyeball those things.
Mhm.
Fats is a little more tricky, which is why the margin of error is lower with fats. They're delicious, especially when you're eating things like nuts or nut butter and or cheese or something like that. So it's easy to overeat them. And then if you're not measuring, like a tablespoon and 2 tablespoons look very similar.
That's
So
why I literally, you can look at my pantry. I have on auto delivery my Barney butters because they're
mhm,
1 tablespoon of almond butter, single serving packets. I know it's not like the most efficient thing in terms of like economic reasons, but for portion control, I love them. And like same with avocado, they go bad so fast, and to have to measure them all the time. If you just do those little mini holy guacamole cups,
mhm.
you know exactly how many fats you're getting in that, and you can freeze them and eat them whenever. So
And
just a
those are
couple
some
hacks
good
there.
tips. Those are some good tips that your coach will be able to teach you too. So
Yeah.
don't think that you will have to, buy the jars of peanut butter and measure them out every day if that's not your jam. We'll give you tips like that, like super convenient.
Yeah. And I mean, I have so many clients that they're like, I don't want to weigh anything. So I'll like come up with different prepackaged foods and figure out, if they want that, that's something that they want to do. I give them the links to order the different things, and we kind of go from there. Everybody has their own little thing. It's the unicorn prep, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So reading 10 pages of a nonfiction book, I think this is something that, if you don't want to go and buy a hard copy, you can always go to your local library and check out a book. So,
Yeah.
get your library card and
Go to a thrift
figure it out
store.
there.
There's tons of books at thrift stores.
Yeah. And I mean, anymore, you can find used books on Amazon and things for like $1, literally. So they're so
Maybe
cheap.
thinking too of maybe putting together, maybe the coaches at Glam Girl could kind of put together like our top 10 nonfiction books that we like a recommendation list. Because I know we're always, pursuing motivational or like self-help kind of books that just teach you, to grow and learn and just keep disciplining ourself mentally, not just physically too. So, and
Absolutely.
then I just put a little bonus point in there that you might become addicted. Like reading, you get a good book and you probably will read more than 10 pages some days. And bonus if it means less screen time, because we can all probably use a little less screen time in our lives as well. And so that's just kind of a bonus with that. So those
Yeah.
are the daily tasks for this challenge. So then let's just talk a little bit about like perks and prizes, and then we'll tell you how you can sign up.
Yeah. So there we'll make an official announcement as to what all the prizes are, because I'm trying to come up with some really good ones. So we're going to keep that a little bit of a secret for
I love
now.
it. It's
We
great.
will look for
Did you
on our
want me
Instagram.
to
We'll
talk about
release.
the perks at all, or are we going to talk about that later?
Sorry, say that again.
Did you want to talk about like the perks for like all the participants that do the challenge and anything like that? Or are we
Sure,
saving that?
go for it.
Okay, so I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe all the participants are going to get a discount code for future coaching packages.
Yes, and this is actually a really good rate. It's $275 a month, which that's, our basic package, which usually just includes either nutrition or weight training, either or. It doesn't include both. So in this situation, you're getting, your weekly check-in with your coach. You're getting access to our portal. You're getting a full comprehensive plan. So it's definitely worth this price for $275 a month. So, and
I
it'll be
love
3 payments of that.
Love it. Okay. Okay. So how can they sign up?
Yeah. So in the show notes, we'll have the sign up link. It's live now, and you can sign up all the way until, I believe, was it May 30th? Or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, May 30th.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because the
Okay.
challenge starts on June 1st.
Yes, yes. Okay, so a couple other just questions I had. I know that in the sign up there is a form that you fill out.
Mhm.
Is there a place where someone can request a specific coach?
That I believe so. It's like an application. And so we want to get to know you and your background so that we can set you up with the appropriate person. So the questions in there, it's all about like your history of dieting, like any injuries or allergies or anything that we need to be aware of to keep you safe. Your likes, your dislikes, what, you know, we want to find out everything about you so that we get you set up with the perfect program for you. So you will be able to, I believe, request a coach. We'll talk about goals, current supplements, stressors. Yeah, if you want to request a coach, I'm sure that there's a spot in there. I just can't think off the top of my head right now. So,
I love it. Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, so that we want to get to know you before this challenge so that we will be all ready. We will be able to get you set up with everything you need to start the challenge on June 30th. This is also a great challenge to do with friends. So if you want to challenge one of your friends to do it with you or your significant other, I know that our team is called Glam Girl, but we absolutely will include significant others or guys that want to do this challenge as well. There's nothing in here that is gender specific. We can all get a workout in, we can all get outside, we can drink water, we can track our macros, all of those things. We can do check-ins, post on social media. So pass it around to your friends, share what you're doing, get a team to do it with you, to do it together.
Yep.
And
And then the other thing too is if current clients want to participate in the 90-day challenge, it's only $100 add-on to be included in the challenge.
I love that. A little bit more extra motivation, extra skin in the game.
Yeah. And who doesn't want to look like amazing in a swimsuit at the beach
Right?
during the summer? So
Exactly. Well, yeah, and then build the mental toughness and the discipline to maintain that. I mean, that's what we are all headed for, anyways. With all of our goals, we want to hit our ideal body shape and feel like energy levels, fitness levels, but then we want to be able to maintain it. So, this is not only going to help you and give you the opportunity to get in the best shape of your life. I really believe that 90 days is enough time for you to totally transform your body and your fitness levels, but it's also going to help you build that mental toughness, that discipline to maintain it. So, on that note, do you have any last words about this challenge?
I don't think so. Just game on. I'm going to start doing these habits along with them. So
Absolutely. Oh, me too. I'm definitely doing the challenge. I will be
yeah.
doing it.
Yes, absolutely. All right.
Okay, so leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. If you loved this podcast, comment and like us on YouTube. Send us your questions or suggestions for topics you want us to cover in the future. And you can follow us on Instagram at Balanced Bodybuilding Radio. You can follow Amy at Amy Anger. You can follow me at Lemery183. And that is all for today. Did you have something else?
Yeah. So I just wanted to thank those listeners that have left reviews, and we are going to be giving out merch for reviews. So hang tight. Those of you that have already given reviews, we just haven't figured out what type of apparel we're going to give away, but we will be rewarding any of those. So also, if you end up leaving a review, just tag us on your story so that we see that. And then we'll make sure that once we decide on what kind of merch we're going to give away, we're going to be sending those out to the listeners because we just wanted to show them that we do appreciate them. So
we do. Okay. So until next time, thank you so much for listening.